I've connected the two dots.
You didn't connect shit, but
I've connected them.
Just let me have this, guys. Good morning and warm greetings to wherever you are in the world. This is Amelia, aka Spaced Out Puffin, and today we are here to watch Have an Official's Blessing, which is a show that I watch in order to learn more about groundbreaking biodiversity and the intricacies of in-the-field first aid, which to administer in cases of venomous snake bites. Stinks. Even though you probably shouldn't do it like that. Who am I kidding? None of us care. None of us care. When he is looking like this. Also, you know he swallowed that last mouthful. In fact, some of you made sure that I know this highly crucial information from the revised Chinese version of the novel, which is that Sanlang does not spit. He swallowed all that blood. The ground was not worthy of a single drop. He stocked up on his vitamin G. After all, boy's been Go-Go deficient for like 800 something years. Now that you all know how mentally undamaged I am from that scene, let's examine how much is left of my sanity by looking at the breadcrumbs of sapphic flirtations that I was also assaulted by in the last episode. I still don't know if they're evil or not, but I hope that they kiss. Unplatonically. Now that the gay is out of the way, let's get back to over-analyzing the shit out of this show. Because when I say that it's on my mind every waking moment of the day, I kid you not, the brainworms have hatched and they are ravenous. So welcome aboard everyone, and thank you for flying with us today for this episode 8 reaction of Have an Official's Blessing. You can find the chapter timestamps in the entertainment system and your comfort silk band under the seat in front of you. Should you desire to navigate, now is the time to do so. The rest of you strap in, this is our to-do list. We have our usual episode 7 rewatch notes to get through, some parts of which has been rewatched more than others. For the plot, we are banishing Wudu back to his corner. Yes, it was important that this was its own item so that I don't forget to do it. I have some more character discussions coming up for Mooching and Function, because apparently I can't shut up about them. In our regular Lian rant section, I also want to bring up the topic of immortality and how that's treated in the show. I also have some updates from my temple, and some good updates about how my scare from last episode wasn't as bad as I initially thought. And guys, thank you so much again for showing up for these videos. I am still in awe every time. Like, even Mel can't immediately watch these videos all the time the moment I put them out. So your immediate validation is boosting my ego to like dangerous levels. And more importantly, you guys are very reassuring. And very fortunately, I have been reassured that the spoiler I saw last time was not that big of a deal. So if you didn't catch it, I was unfortunately spoiled by another reactor's YouTube video in my feed. And this particular video spoils the fact that Lian is in fact the general whose headstone we're reading of. And the most unfortunate part of that is that now I will never know if I would have pieced that together by myself. But you guys have kindly informed me that it's not that big of a deal and it doesn't spoil like one of the big emotional impacts of the story. So too bad, but I'll be fine. And don't worry, I have made sure now that this will never happen again. Again, one of my super kind commenters left me some tips about browser extensions that they Googled for me. And now my YouTube feed is clean. Basically, I've hidden all recommended videos from YouTube. So when I'm working on this channel, I will not see anything. I wish I knew about that sooner, but it is what it is, and hopefully this will help prevent other YouTube spoilers in the future. This all said, it is still important to me that you guys know that at this point, all our interactions make it kind of hard to say that my theories are completely blind and made by myself only. I mean, I will keep connecting the dots based on the episode materials, but also based on what you guys talk about and what you focus on in your comments. And again, to me, this is fine. As long as you're not posting actual spoilers or being too obvious about things. Like, to begin with, I have no idea of knowing how big your spoilers and your hints actually are. The way I see it, we are still in this room and I'm the only person blindfolded. And in this metaphor, I might have inferred that there is a chair somewhere ahead of me and to the right, even though I haven't touched and felt the chair yet myself. However, I have no way of knowing just how far ahead it is, just how far to the right it is, what it is made of, how big it is, what color is it. And though I might try to find the information from what you guys are whispering to each other about, I might still turn way too far to the right and completely miss the chair. Anyway, just keep it cool, and I think we're going to continue to have a good time on here. Like, if you're still watching my hour-long videos up until the 8th one, like, I think it's in your interest as well not to ruin this experience for me or anyone else. And again, I really like this I'm introducing this to my friend experience that I feel like we're creating here. Like, yeah, this is one big group watch and I just happen to be the one friend who hasn't seen the show. Of course, the best way to avoid all these spoilers is to read the books as quickly as fucking possible. Estimated arrival time for volumes 1 and 2 are in just a couple of days. Of course, that doesn't mean I will read the books just yet, because I don't actually want to ruin the board. Like, if I start to get like novel information, I'll want to put it up here. And I want to keep it all animation related until I finish season 2. But I just want to touch them and just hold them in my hands and feel the weight of them and smell like the fresh printer paper. Yes, I am completely normal about these books. You know what else is approaching? Volume 6 and 7. You guys are insane. Thank you so much from the bottom of my heart. Thank you to all the visitors to the Temple of Corkboards. And here are my most recent contributors. The lovely Lapility, who also just happens to be the very first commenter I ever had on here. I don't play favorites, but you have a special place in my heart. Thank you to Ali Ray and Dark Yoko Kitsune. And at last, the incredibly generous Jackie. Thank you so much. As there are no new pictures today, you might get to say like a whole other day, but you're taking up too much space now. I'll have to figure out what to do with you. But again, seriously, thank you so much. And at this rate, I might have to turn the book fund into an actual corkboard fund so that I can make every wall in my apartment into one big corkboard. Speaking of corkboard, Wudu! This poor little guy. He got name dropped once in like episode 4 and I've heard he's not even gonna pop up again in like a while. But apparently he is like a favorite to some of you guys, so he still gets mentioned down in the comments. We're headed back to the corner. I might even sink him down into this corner. Like, he's not even a Xuanji level character yet, he hasn't even been on screen. And I guess the same kind of goes for Blackwater, like Blackwater sinking ships. The Black Imwar, the Black Demon, also only mentioned in episode 4, still hasn't shown himself. So I'm putting him down in this corner as well. Like, who else? I wonder if maybe Earthmaster is kind of the same. Until they get mentioned again or something, I will put them down in the corner too. Like, of the other only mentioned characters, we have the Emperor, I suppose, but he's more instrumental and also more important to the plot around Lian. There is Qirong, I guess. Like, he hasn't been mentioned since episode 4 either, but I feel like he has been more instrumental, just the fact that he's connected to Xuanji more. But again, I don't know. Maybe I should put him down here with Xuanji, because there was a connection there at some point. I've suddenly freed up a little more space up here. It has also been mentioned to me that Fang Xin, this perceptor from the Central Plains, might not be very instrumental just yet, but will pop up later. Just because they're mentioned several times in this Banyue arc, I will leave them here with the rest of them. even though they might not actually be that relevant. Definitely more of a red herring here. Alright, that has given us a little bit more space to work with. And now as for the episode 7 rewatch notes... Roya! It's Roya. Isn't he cute? So I didn't want to go print just like one picture to put a new character up on the board, but technically Roya has been here all along because he's on Shillian's arm. But now he is himself. And actually, isn't this cuter than a photo? And he's like, he can flow around the board and just like be wherever I need him to be. There he is in his natural environment, grabbing onto San Lang. Well, Hua Chang. So anyway, Roya is the real MVP of episode 7. Not only does he save the whole Chandler quartet, he also helps San Lang save Shillian in the whole Venom scene. Like, you can see him working with San Lang and doing as he says to like tighten around Shillian's wrist to stop the spread. What a perfect little silk band. I can't believe anyone's ever said otherwise. Can you believe Shillian told him off? He was doing everything right. The whole scene is actually a little funnier in the Chinese version, because after Shillian tells Roya to grab onto something sturdy, he tells him to grab onto something not people. So he catches Fuyao and Nanfang, and Shillian is like, heaven officials are people too. Like out loud in front of Sandan. Like, are we not playing anymore? Are we not even pretending anymore? Like, there was a subtle reveal there. Like, even if Sanlang was a human, I think he would have been smart enough to understand that they were not, you know, normal Taoist priests. I actually feel like the tone is a little bit different in the Chinese version. Mooching, for one, is way funnier in the subs. And also a little less annoying. Maybe I just like his Chinese voice a lot better than the English one. Like, I still love him as a character, but the English dub is a little bit more grating on his side. Also, when Shillian points out how Fuyao and Nanfang weren't really helpful, he is more subtle about it and kinder about it in the Chinese version. Another detail that I thought was funny and that I don't really remember if showed up in the English dub or not is how when they're running out of the cave after the snake attack, the merchants are saying like, oh, we bowed to that stone and now our luck is shit. Just like when we prayed to that scrap god. Shillian, how are you going to keep a hold of your followers if your bad luck keeps rubbing off on them? Our poor boy needs some serious help. Now, plot-wise, one of the important things we learn is that the state preceptor knows how to control these snake scorpions. Learning this makes Shillian suspect that the actual plot going on here is that even when people travel on the roads that are not directly in the Banyu kingdom, they will still be forced to go into the kingdom, because if they are bitten or stung by these snakes, they need to go find the herb, the antidote. And this makes our guide even more suspicious. So his name is apparently Zhao. Nanfang has been suspicious of him from the start, and Shillian also brought him along because he thinks he is a bit suspicious. If he's working with the state preceptor, he could in fact be like the cause of the people going into the kingdom. Like he could be the one giving them the information about the antidote. Another piece of important information relates to Fang Xin, the evil state preceptor. Shillian tells us that he is from the Central Plains and related to a kingdom called Yong'an. The reason why I think this is important is because a commenter reminded me that in episode 1 we learned that Shanle was also a kingdom of the Central Plain. In other words, Yong'an is a kingdom that must have appeared in the Central Plains after the fall of Shanle. How soon after? Don't know yet. Could have been several kingdoms because kingdoms come and go. But the fact that it's also in the Central Plains makes me curious about how much Shillian has been paying attention to what was once his kingdom. More specifically, how much he knows about Fang Xin and the whole situation with that person. What does he know about the evil preceptor? Maybe he was even there. Maybe he even helped, I don't know, topple him or something. Her. Them. Either way, I get the feeling Shilian knows a lot more about Yong'an and Fengxin than we know so far, because he's been collecting scraps there. One of the scenes from last episode that I really like is actually the one where we learn about the general as Shilian reads from the headstone. And also the discussion that Muqing has with the kid and the merchants after. The thing is, from the perspective of loyalty and duty, he's absolutely right. He talks about how soldiers must be loyal to their people, because the moment you start helping the enemy out, you will be the laughingstock of the enemy, but also hated by your own. Saving a life is a good deed, but in the middle of war, it becomes a very naive endeavor. I think that he's talking from experience, specifically from the fall of Shanle, from the disease and from the conflicts that ravaged the kingdom while he was there to witness it. That is also why he turns to Shilian and asks for affirmation. In this moment, Muqing is referring to something both he and Shilian went through together, and I guess he's expecting that Shilian will have a similar perspective to him. But while all this seems very logical, I think Shilian, in his hesitation, shows that he has a little bit of a different perspective on this. And also from what we learn about him as the general in the story, I think that despite his experiences, the ones he shares with Muqing, his philosophy is still with the people and with saving commoners, right? So Muqing, Fuyao, is looking for evidence that this general was killed by his own men. And Shilian goes on to tell them that no, actually, he tripped over his own shoelaces and got trampled and stabbed. Ouch. At this point, all the merchants start laughing, and I want you to know that Nanfeng and Fuyao didn't laugh at all, nor did Sandang, of course, and even asks them what was so funny. And afterwards, he plays the prank on them and he tells Shilian, well, they've had their fun. Now it's our turn. And I appreciate that. We do have some more name drops, like the little kin is Qian Sheng, and the old man who gets stung by the snake scorpion is Uncle Chang. I don't know how important their names are going to be, but for now, I'm just gonna remember them as the uncle and the little kid. So Uncle gets poisoned. Immediately after, the Hotter Taoist priest also gets poisoned. And now we're going to Banye to find the cure. I think Fuyao kind of hints that if we just took Shilian to heaven, he would be able to find a way to recover quite quickly. Also, he's immortal. But Shilian in this case presses on, and I think that it is, as he says, to save a life, but also because he wants to uncover everything around this whole case. Which leads us to where we are now, in the dark in the Banyu Kingdom, facing off with the girls. Possibly evil, possibly good, mayhaps even a little sapphic. I can dream. But there is a lot of other really interesting information in this episode that I still want to talk about. One of the things we learn is more about how the powers of heavenly officials are restrained. This time, because of locality. Nanfeng and Fuyao explains that their powers are weaker here in the northwest because they are so far away from their own territories. And I'm guessing that in their own territories, they are closer to their followers and worshippers, which again is the source of the heavenly officials' powers. So in a sense, this restraint does make sense. But it's still another oof for the heaven officials. Are ghosts similarly restrained? Like if they are far away from whatever is keeping them here, does that make them less powerful? We know that the sun has an effect, and we know all about the ashes now. Basically, their scale-less spot. One hit here and you're out. I don't know. Shilian is also restrained, but by his cursed shackle, which restrains like all his powers. But that reminds me, he's been ascended for a while now. And I've said before that I think it's weird that the Emperor hasn't shown up to see him yet, because he would be the one to take them off, right? Anyway, back to Shillian. Like, he was a powerful Taoist, like before he ascended even. So he had powers that are not connected to having heavenly followers who give you heavenly powers. But now that he does have like a few followers, would that equate to him having more powers? I mean, even if it's just like a few of them, maybe it gives him a little bit more mana, spiritual energy. This gets me to talking about immortality in this show and how that's treated. I really appreciate that Shillian does feel old. There is a lot of lazy immortality out in pop culture media. Like one commenter pointed out, 200-year-old vampires who act like they're 20. Maybe they have like one weird quirk, which is that they listen to music that was popular 100 years ago. But Shillian feels lived, like he feels experienced and very like calm in his longevity. Conversely, I guess that makes Function and Mooching like the equivalent of old man yelling at cloud. Like, they're experienced too, but they yap too much. But what exactly does that immortality mean? Because we already have learned, if the story is true, that Shillian died as the general, right? Or at least was harmed to the point where the people around him thought he was dead. Like, I don't know, maybe they buried him and then he came back to life. And I mean, obviously the venom doesn't affect him as much as it would a normal human because of his godhood and immortality. I guess my point is that I'm interested in seeing how this immortality has affected just the way Shillian has been living, but also the limits of it. Like, are there any limits? Like, aside from disappearing because you've lost all your followers, is it possible for an immortal god to die? Someone also left me an excerpt from this part in the book where Shillian is thinking a lot about being hurt and pain in general. And I wonder if his experiences with pain and death have had like some repercussions somewhere. Either way, I think this is gonna be a topic later on or throughout the books. And I'm looking forward to exploring it more. Now back to Function and Mooching, because them. Apparently I can't shut up about them. Like, who are they? What are their motivations really? This sort of thing is one of my favorite topics, like characters and their agendas and etc. But it's so hard for me to fully be a part of this discussion because I still don't have all the pieces. I am missing so much information. Chances are I will get hit with a, well, actually, once you've read book 5... I just want you to know that I really appreciate their imperfections, their flaws, and I'm really looking forward to learning what's behind all their actions, what their drive is, and what kind of backstory is motivating them into doing the things that they are doing now. At this point, the only things we really do know is that they witnessed the rise and fall of Shillian. They were there for the ascension and for the first banishment, and they suffered a lot of that with him. For whatever reason, they both ended up leaving and abandoning him in the end. Something they blame themselves for, but also each other. And eventually they do become gods themselves. Function, we know, spends time looking for Shillian's sword that they pawned off, the one that was a gift from the Emperor. And from episode 1, we also know he spent a lot of time in the mortal realm. He is also the first one to offer medicine to the old man who is stung by the scorpion snake. And it feels like his philosophy of righteousness is derived from some of Shillian's philosophies as well. Mooching, after he becomes god, like, I don't know. I know he's pretty successful, but like, no matter what they were doing at the time, they've dropped everything to come and help Shillian. Which means that despite everything they've built for themselves over these last centuries, Shillian still takes priority for them. We're experiencing this story now from Shillian's perspective. without all the background information. And despite the fact that I make a lot of fun of them, I do believe that they have the right to be as hostile as they are towards a potential ghost king. Like, that hostility is not misplaced at all. After all, they did witness him indirectly kill 33 of their colleagues, and he wanted to kill them as well. Like, honestly, good for them that they're trying to be Team Shillian right now, because I think that's really the only reason Hua Chang is tolerating them. We actually do see them all kind of work together in this episode the moment Shillian is hurt. Like, the bigger beef is there, filling this room, but Shillian is kind of the neutralizing agent. As long as he's close by, we might even be something close to civil. I don't know if they know that Sanlang could be Hua Chang just yet, even if they suspect that he is a very powerful ghost. But at the end of the Ghost Groom arc, they are rightfully concerned that Crimson Rainsword Flower seems to be showing a little interest in Shillian. Of course, the situation makes it out to be coincidental. We know that Hua Chang has been helping out with cases before where he seems to be helping Heaven. So unless they are making this connection, I don't know, like, I don't know how much they think they know or how much they are suspicious of. I don't know how much they've understood about all this just yet. Like, I think Shillian kind of knows, but I don't think they're quite there just yet. Conclusion, I like them a lot. Me berating them all the time is done with lots of love. They're dumb. I love them. And again, I am appreciating that the side characters are actually interesting and feel like they're worth exploring. But okay, we were supposed to watch an episode, weren't we? Right, predictions. We're about to have a gay standoff in the middle of the streets of Banye. And I don't know, guys, I feel like the girls are winning this one unless Sanlang steps up his game. Again. If that man breathes on Shillian, they win. So we will obviously be finding the antidote, and Sanlang better administer it just as romantically as when he was doing that first aid. Crush it with his teeth or something, I don't know. Let him drink the antidote from his mouth. And, more ghosts probably. The soldiers that were mentioned a couple of episodes ago. I don't know. Someone said episode 9 was good. I'm just trying to get there at this point. And episode 8 is in the way. One of the reasons why Guide Zhao is so fucking suspicious is because his eyes are too pretty for him to be a regular side character. You know, the moment they give them eyeliner, this guy is up to something. And you know what? I think we are ready. Alright, let's boot up episode 8 of Heaven Official's Blessing. None of you have hyped up this episode, but I'm still so fucking ready for it. Let's go. Okay, here we are. Hello, ladies. Boys. She is really so pretty. Uh-oh. Did you see them or not?
Now, back off.
What was that? Oh, it was Sanlang immediately protecting him. Who's that? Nanfang, let's go. Distraction. Oh my god, he's actually so cool. Oh my gosh. Oh, she's owning him though. Oh no. Nanfang, get out of there. Holy shit. This action scene is so cool. Good on you. Run away, boy. Oh, she's suspicious that there are still people left. But they're following. Thank you, Nanfang. That was a good start. This is a good start. And now we get to see the intro. Alright, and here we are. Like, we still haven't met this guy, and I think that might be the stage preceptor in the back. 8 out of 8 times, still an amazing opening. Just listening for like an airplane, sorry. I have a lot of those around here. And also the internet was kind of shitty just now, let's see.
I think we're safe now. Are you alright?
Alright, the guide is there. Shillian, you're so kind. So now we're together with the suspicious guy.
Those women, you don't think?
They're gone. Thanks to Namfeng. They won't be back. Although it is getting late, we should hurry. Anyway, where does the fern grow? Are we getting close?
Sorry. I just know the way here.
Huh.
It's shaped like a peach. Broad leaves, thin roots. It enjoys the
Alright,
shade,
Sanlang.
and it grows near tall buildings.
Tall buildings.
Even the guide seems shocked that he knows all this. There you go. The big tall
Long
building.
ago, the Banyue king slayed 2 creatures with his own hands.
Is this a legend?
They were the ancestors of the scorpion-tailed snake. They were venomous, but also did no harm.
Sanlang, is this relevant to the fern?
After the 2 innocent creatures
Exposition
passed,
Sanlang
the
back
queen
at it
picked up
again.
a leaf from the Banyue fern and covered them. Her respectful act caused the fern to become an antidote against their fatal bites.
Huh.
Grows near the palace then, doesn't it? It has to. Alright, let's go.
He's so positive.
Time is short. Let's split up to cover more ground.
Okay. Little gardening. Our little gardening prince. The kid. They snuck here. They snuck out here. They left Fuyao. Oh my gosh. It's like so game-ish.
Stop! It's me! It's me! Me to startle you.
Tiansheng,
Tiansheng.
why are you here?
Yeah, funny
Because
that's
you're a
that,
little
'cause
shit.
There's quite a few of us, actually. Everyone's
Oh my
inside.
God.
Go and look.
They're gonna get themselves killed. I know the tone of this show. They're gonna die.
What's going on?
We didn't know how long you'd be, so we kind of followed you here.
But you could have been injured. That was reckless of you.
For real.
Be careful. How did you know to check the palace?
He's actually so
We figured
concerned.
we'd find it where royalty used to live.
He's not dumb.
This is the stuff.
There you go. Sanlang's got it.
Will it really work?
Just rubbing the leaves on. Oh.
Feels better.
That's all it took? Incredible!
Sanlang, thank you.
I'll check this wall.
Why is he looking at his hand like that? Oh. He was so shy suddenly.
I found some. You found a lot. Let's take it back, shall we? Grab more, we can sell it.
Oh my god. Business venture? I'm guessing that's not a good idea.
Don't pick it. Hang on.
Why not?
Uh-oh.
Is that you? It wasn't me.
Not me either.
Then who? You? Move! You're standing on me!
Oh god. There are like live humans buried here. Oh my god. Oh no.
Don't panic, it's just a face. We all have one.
Are you afraid? I scare myself too sometimes.
Who are you?
You tell me first.
We're a passing caravan.
Oh no, that tongue
I
does
miss
not
those
look good.
days. I had one about 5 decades ago.
If I may ask, how did you end up like this then?
I was captured by several Banyu soldiers. They buried
The
me
soldiers?
and used me as fertilizer for their damn ferns.
Oh.
Yours wasn't from this area.
I appreciate that.
It's been years
Good
since I
on
saw
you.
a human. Could you come over here? Let me take a look at you.
Do not. Do not. Stop.
Huh? Come on.
Stay where you are.
No, forget it. Although there is something troubling me.
What is it?
I've seen one of you about 4 or 5 decades ago, haven't I?
Oh.
Who might that be? Go on.
Come a bit closer and I'll tell you.
Like we
Everyone
have
back
3
up.
options.
Don't listen to him.
You don't want to find out who I'm talking about? This man will
Shalian,
get you all killed.
Sanlang, or the guide.
Please just relax. I'm a human too. Not like I'll bite you.
I don't think you are. Fucking hell. No.
Come back!
No, come on, you dumb bitch. Turn around.
So good! Tasty! Thank you. It's been a while since I ate. I was starving.
He was bleeding from his ear. Did he? Oh. Okay, we have company. It's one of those soldiers, I'm guessing. Is it the guy from the opening? No, it's not. It's not the guy from the opening.
General! You've come back!
General.
Banyu soldiers.
The Banyu soldiers. Got him.
Get them out of here.
They just want us to leave the area, not kill us.
Okay.
Anything rash, just calm down and follow their orders.
General! General! I've helped capture the enemies! May I please go home now?
He's gonna kill him. He was just
next to me?
bones.
It's your own body. Your blood and flesh were consumed by plants.
Liar! It
Holy
can't be!
shit.
That's no body at all!
That part surprises you? Not the thing that came out of your mouth?
I will have you know that my tongue length is just barely above average, mister.
Oh my god.
Barely, you say? So you still consider yourself human?
Of course! I am a human! Some men have longer tongues is all, it's normal! Of course it's a little on the long side. I had to stretch it out to catch bugs. Otherwise I'd starve.
Ew.
Scumbags.
I'm gonna go back. Anytime now.
It's actually quite tragic, but oh my gosh, that was creepy. I haven't seen something like that in a while in animation.
They called that Banyu man General, didn't they? Which one is he?
That would be the greatest warrior in the kingdom. They call him Millstone, I believe.
So, of course Sanlang knows everything.
He was a frail boy,
Millstone.
often bullied. He couldn't hold his own. He had enough one day and started strength training with millstones.
They could have just called him Muscles.
Well, his work paid off. He was the most feared general of the land. He's also loyal to the Banyu Imperial Preceptor.
Even after death.
Okay. So General works with the
Is he taking us
Preceptor.
to see her now?
Perhaps.
What is this?
The Sinner's Pit.
A torture device. Big scale. Sinner's pit. Good catch. What? You recognize that person. The guide recognized that woman, I think, on the thing. So maybe the guide is like trapped into this work because he knows that woman? Why are you shouting like that? I'm trying to make theories here. Can you shut up for a moment? No, he was shouting to wake up all the other guys. Let me go back a second to that woman. What is Lian testing in that scene, by the way? Okay. There's a girl or a woman, and look at that. Like, he recognizes her instantly. I wonder if, like, this is one of those cases where he is working for the bad guy because he wants to save someone he loves. And that this girl is it. There is a connection between the guide and that girl anyway. I am very sure of it because of this. Are they gonna throw them down? Because like these are the soldiers, right? There are soldiers down there. Yeah, there are soldiers down there. So are they feeding them
Throw
to...
2 of them in the pit. Make haste and lock up the rest.
Yeah.
It's all right. I can protect us.
Let's go, Lian. Oh my gosh.
Careful, Zhao.
What is he... what? Oh, okay. Shit. So he just went straight for it. Like, we don't even get to know why he decided to do that just yet.
No! Not me! Help!
No, come
Sully
on.
not thine honor on innocent blood.
Spoken like a native of this land. You're from here?
I'm from the Central Plains, sir.
Oh yeah?
Oh.
Royalty?
No.
Yes.
The Yong'an kingdom has fallen. Their people are long gone.
Alright, so Yong'an is also
Everyone
gone.
from that area is a descendant of theirs, which makes you our enemy. I hope you rats die! Throw him down! Our kingdom was wiped out about 200 years ago.
Okay.
Where'd you learn to speak like that? You are no Banyue man. So who the hell are you?
There's a lot of stuff happening now. Lian is not gonna let him
General,
throw the kid down.
send me first.
Why is that?
I beg you. They are just innocent merchants. And a child.
It's far too late for you to beg for mercy. Not when my people saw none from the Yong'an kingdom.
Okay.
You're going nowhere. I've got questions. Throw another.
In that case, I'll just jump off. Sanlang.
He's gonna jump. He's gonna jump down and take care of this.
I'm fine.
Sanlang, no!
Oh my god.
Don't jump!
Fear not.
Please stop!
It's okay. I'll be back.
He'll be back, it's okay. Oh my god. What were you trying to say? Roya came back. Wait, are you for... Nothing happened! Guys, this is 19 minutes? This isn't even an anime episode. Why is this so short? If this video ends up being like 40 minutes, it's because there was nothing to talk about. Yeah, the internet is failing me. Good timing anyway. So that literally was just like 15 minutes of episode. If even. Nothing happened. Well, not nothing, a couple of things happened. But there were only like 2 or 3 like standout moments in this whole thing. Okay, so the last scene here has some emotional weight, but it doesn't feel very heavy to us as viewers because we have this feeling that Sanlang was being very, very confident. Like, whatever happens down here, he's got it handled. But at the same time, seeing Shillian's reaction helps us kind of place where he is and his suspicions. Like, he might not be 100% sure that Sanlang is Huachang. Or he just isn't sure what exactly Huachang's powers are. Like, what level he's at. Like, he might even think that whatever's waiting down there might seriously harm him. So from what we saw, I'm guessing the Sinner Pit is where all the Banyu soldiers are. Well, not all of them, because some of them are on top. But I'm guessing the ones down there can't get out, and that's why we are feeding them? Humans? Gosh, I'm actually so confused as to what the goal is here. But yeah, so we're with the guide, and the guy, Zhao, is obviously connected to the girl who is up there on the pole. I wonder if they are perhaps lovers or they have some other sort of connection. When he sees her, he reacts like he is staring at her as he goes up, and then he seems like he's taking his chances and he goes straight for the general as if trying to make him fall down. So this is why I'm guessing that the soldiers down at the bottom can't get up. He basically sacrifices himself to try and take the general down with him. It does not work. And we get to learn none of this, which is weird for a narrative. So I think that we will be learning about his reasons later. If the guide is not exactly what he seems, he might have survived falling down there. Like, I feel like he wouldn't just die without us knowing anything about what was happening there for a little bit. It is too suspicious. I feel like we should be paying attention. Other than that, we learned that the kingdom of Yong'an is also gone by now, which is what Shillian tells the General Millstone. Sanlang is telling us that the general was loyal to the state preceptor, but something isn't right here. Like you would think the pieces are supposed to kind of fall together by now, but there is one thing that bothers me, and that's the fact that in Sanlang's exposition a couple of episodes ago, we learned that the state preceptor opened the gates and let the soldiers of Yong'an in. So even if the general was loyal to the state preceptor, wouldn't he be really fucking pissed off with her at this moment in time? Like, if he knows that she did it. Maybe he doesn't know that yet. But still, it seemed to be common knowledge that she betrayed the kingdom of Banyu. Or at least Sanlang knows about it. Cause Sanlang knows about everything. He knows the legend of the fern. He knows the origin of the snake scorpions. This man just knows too much. Like one commenter said, he probably has like a master's degree in everything Shillian might possibly want to know. And I think he's working on his doctorate right now. Like wandering around with Shillian is his internship. It's his research. This episode was literally so short that my notes are literally like 5 things. I don't even need the book to talk about these things. The only other thing I really want to mention is how the person in the soil says he recognizes one person in the crowd from like 50 or 60 years ago or something. And there really are only 3 options. It could be Shillian, it could be Huachang, and it could be the guide. Like the guide Zhao might actually maybe be a ghost who's kept back by everything that happened to his maybe lover, maybe family, who seems to be trapped up there as well. So I think it's the guide. I think we're supposed to think that it is Hua Chang. Like, it's likely not Shilian, because he would have known more about this area if he had been here in this exact area 50 years ago. He would not have left this to be the way it is. Like, he seems to genuinely not know what happened to Banyue after he left the area. So like, I genuinely don't think that it's Shilian. And because we as the audience know that Hua Chang is obviously older than he seems, like, we're being led to believe that San Lang, who knows a lot about this area, who knows exactly where to find the fern, probably has been there before. And he is also the kind of person who wouldn't care if someone was buried there. Like, he wouldn't, like, go out of his way to help them. So I think that Hua Chang is our conveniently placed red herring, and the person that the guy recognizes is the guide Zhao. Really, there's so little to talk about when the episode is so fucking short. The two standout moments were the intro and then the outro, basically. The first part where Nanfang shows up and goes so hard against these girls, but he gets everything thrown back at him. Like, we know he's working on, like, less power than he usually would have, and I'm not sure if these women are working under similar restraints. So he's handling things well considering the situation. And he manages to draw them away from Shilian, which I'm guessing was what he was going for anyway. So good on you, Nanfang. But because he is apparently weaker than he is usually, I think that he's gonna struggle with the both of them. Like, I think the next time we see Nanfang, he's probably gonna be, like, with these women, either caught or tied up or something. They're going 2-1, and it's scientifically proven that when you have two hot women together, their powers just exponentially increase. The potential lesbianism is just too strong of a force to handle. And they barely say anything, so there's, like, no hints to kind of get out of this. Nothing to prove my theory just yet. God, I hope I'm so right. I really, really want to be right about this one. I am only about 60% sure though, but I want to be right. So with all the merchants coming to Banyue, despite the fact that they were supposed to wait, I think Fuyao is gonna show up as well. Like, he would not sit idle waiting for no one when he was just, like, protecting no one. Like, he's not doing anything useful right now. He's gonna show up, and probably, like, in the nick of time. Nanfang has had his spotlight. Now it's Fuyao's turn. Gosh, I don't know what else to tell you other than this episode was so fucking short. We had a couple of cute Lian moments, but nothing like the previous episodes. Still, I will probably be paying extra attention to the scene where San Lang gives the herb to Shilian when he cures him, because there seems to have been something happening in their interactions just then. I'm a seasoned fangirl. I can sniff out romantic potential wherever it might try to hide. But gosh, that's really it then. I can't think of anything else sensible to say except this was way too short. I need the next episode now. Like, I need to rewatch and think about this a little bit before I can come up with some good predictions. But I think that Guide Zhao is alive. I think that San Lang is handling things. And I wonder if... The girl on the pole. Is she the state preceptor? Like, I couldn't see because of the dark, but maybe she had, like, a bit of that purplish hair. I'm going to have to double check that. I'll come back in the next episode, like, with the confirmation on that, but that would make sense. Like, if the General Millstone was so, like, mad at her for betraying the kingdom, obviously she would be strung up like that. Oh, but But what is happening then with our two women? Like, yes, I'm pushing the theory that the white-robed woman is the Windmaster, but who is the other woman? If she's not the State Preceptor and this girl is, what are they doing here? Are they here to try and cover things up? Okay, if this is true and the girl is the mysterious State Preceptor, then there are some loose threads here that I don't know where goes. Like, I am literally so confused. And what does any of this have with Lian being here as that general a couple of 100 years ago? Okay, I'm eating my words. Maybe there was a lot happening here. Best character of the episode has to be Nanfang. He was just out there doing his best and succeeding. He looked so good. San Long, our walking encyclopedia, gets an honorable mention for being so tragically cute when he lets himself fall down from the bannerment. And Roye, of course, for diving after San Long and returning empty-handed. Okay, with those suspicions, I'm going to end this episode. It was short, but I guess we're getting somewhere closer to the resolution of this arc. This has been Amelia, aka Spaced Out Puffin, and I will see you in the next one.